record so we have it. All right, everybody has your math book. Raise your hand, please.
No, can I go to pick my folder that there's where I keep all my homework.
Yep, go grab it really quick and come back. All right, thank you, Samuel. All right, everybody should be ready with your red pen or pencil. In lesson 51, we're gonna correct it together. Looks like we have a new whiteboard this morning, so that's kind of fun. Let me let Daniel Lee back in because it looks like he got kicked out. All right, so I'm gonna put the answers up here on the board from lesson 51, and you're going to correct with me. Okay, so starting with number 1, you should, oh, why is it not typing? Let's see what's going on. Okay, number 1 should be 100. Oh, something's going on with the numbers here. All right, number 1. Let's start again. 129 visitors. Okay, if you have 129 people or 129 visitors, either one of those is fine. Something similar to that. Alba, you have a question?
Yes, did we need to show our work?
On that one, you did not have to, because you were just finding the next one in the little pattern. Okay, to get used to this new whiteboard, it's weird. Okay. Number 2. Oh, nobody should be writing on the screen, please. Daniel, not writing on the screen. Vicky, not writing on the screen. Everybody. All right, number 2 should be 108 cents. So you should have 108 and the word cents, or you could have written just a C if you didn't put cents and you just put C, that's okay. Vic, you have a question?
Miss, number 1 was 129.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stop sharing here and see if we can get the old kind of whiteboard, because this one is really not working very well at all. Let's see if the other one's still an option. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's get this back and going. Okay, number 1 was 129 visitors. Number 2 was 108 cents. Vic, did you have another question?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay. Number
Miss
3.
Garcia?
Yes, Marcos, you have a question?
Yeah, I put $1.08.
That's fine. $1.08 is fine. Make sure you raise your hand though, okay? Number 3, you needed to draw a diagram, okay? And then give your answer. So your diagram should have been a rectangle, most likely. If you did it a different way and it still makes sense, then we can talk about it. But you should have probably drawn a rectangle, something like this. It could go long ways or short ways. And then it said, draw a diagram and illustrate to solve the problem. Arthur ate 3/4 of 60 raisins. How many raisins did he eat? So remember, our whole rectangle is going to be how many raisins? How much is the whole rectangle gonna be? Raise your hand if you know. Mateo?
50 or 60?
60, good. It's gonna be 60 raisins. And then it says he ate 3/4 of them. So someone raise your hand and tell me, how many boxes did I need to split my rectangle into to represent that? Marcos?
4 and put 15 in each box.
Good. 4 with 15 raisins in each box. How do you know that it's 15 raisins in each box?
Because I put 15 times 4.
Okay, but how did you know that you needed 15?
Divide 60 by 4.
Very good, right? You had to divide 60 by 4 because we had 4 as our denominator. Rafa,
Miss, it's okay if in number 2 I wrote 108 cents down.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so in these boxes, they should have been equally spread apart, but my computer is giving me a hard time today. But you guys know that we do it equally spread apart, and we have 15 in each box because, like Marco said, we divided 60 by 4, and that gave us 15. So then it says, how many raisins did he eat? If he ate 3/4 of them, what do I need to do next to find the last part of it, Mateo?
To add, I think so. Add, because he in 3/4 is 45 because I multiplied 15 times 3 and equals 45 raisins, and 15 raisins was the other, and he left 15 raisins.
Yeah, good. So you took the 15 raisins, you multiplied by 3 because he ate 3/4 of it. You got 45 raisins. Then it asks you what percent of raisins did he eat, Marcos?
75%.
Good, 75%. Good. Awesome, you guys did awesome. Let's go on to number 4. Rafa, did you have a question?
No, sorry.
Okay, Marcos, do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Number 4, it says write, it has the number in expanded form and you needed to write it in standard form. So the numbers that they had was 1 times 1,000 plus 1 times 1. What am I going to write down? Jihoon, what did you put for number 4?
1001.
Very good, Jihoon, 1001.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. All right, number 5. Number 5 said use words to name the number, and the number that they gave you was this number. Whoops. Alba, how do I, Marcos, wait till I call on you. Alba, how do I write this out? What does it say?
That's 1,760.
Very good. 1,000, comma, 760. Marcos, you have a question or comment?
Where it says 700, do we have to have like that dash mark?
Where it says 700? No,
Yeah,
you don't,
sure.
because it's not a double digit. It's a 3. It's a bigger number.
Oh. So is
Okay.
it wrong because I put a dash mark there?
That's okay for today. The more
Okay.
important part is to learn to put the comma after 1,000. Okay, and make sure your spelling is correct. All right, if it said 63 Marcos at the end, then you would do the dash mark because it's a double,
Okay.
because then it's a double digit. Alba, you have a question?
Yes, can it be 1,760?
1,760? No, 1,760 if you want the and after 100. Okay. Marcos, did you have another question?
No, but No, for number 4 and 5, I got them switched around, so I put an arrow.
That's fine. Thank you. All right, number 6 asks you to draw a circle. So we're gonna put a circle here. And then it says shade all but 1/6 of it. What percent of the circle is not shaded? So we need to divide it into how many parts? Mateo,
16,
how many parts?
16,
No, I don't think so. I can't hear you very well, but I don't think that's right. Marcos,
To 6 parts?
6 parts. Is that what you said, Mateo?
I think he said 16.
said 16. I thought, Miss, you were saying the percent.
Okay. You were telling me the answer. You were close on the answer. But first, we're going to divide it into 6 parts. So remember, the easiest way to draw a circle into 6 parts is to put that line across the middle and then 2 diagonal lines on each, like this, and then the same on the bottom. Okay, something like this you should have drawn so that it looks like a pizza. Why are we making 6 parts? Somebody who has not answered yet. Somebody tell me, why am I making 6 parts of the pizza? Joel, why do I make 6 parts of the pizza? Or Vic,
That's how many slices there were,
but why?
because that why you're making those, it's because it's a whole pizza. It's a whole pizza, but each of them means like how many they ate, the
Not
portions.
quite. Yeah, but the problem tells me that we are going to draw a circle and shade all but 1/6 of it. So how do I know that I need to make 6 pieces?
Because it's telling you.
Okay,
There's 6.
good. It says 1/6, right? So we need 6 pieces. So I'm gonna shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shaded all except all but 1/6. Then it says that you need to have what percent of the circle is not shaded? What percent of our circle is not shaded? Mateo?
16, 2/3.
Good, very good. 16 and 2/3. We keep seeing that equation come up a lot, right? 16 and 2/3%. Make sure you have your percent sign. All
Since
right.
you said that,
I'm sorry. I couldn't
since you
hear.
said that yesterday, I thought of it and I just put that in this.
Good. All right. Number 7. Number 7 says use digits to write 62,490. So you should have this number written down on your page. This is important for today too, because we're going to be talking about how to write big numbers. Number 8, you should have selected C. Marcos, you have a question?
I thought it was 62,419.
No, 90.
Oh, okay.
All right, number 9 should have said, how long is this segment below? You should have used your ruler and measured and got what? Raise your hand if you can tell me what you got. Vic?
2.5
Very good. 2.5 what?
CM.
2.5 meters.
Not meters. 2.5 inches. Okay, so make sure you have inches or IN period. If you put 2.5, that is fine as well. Marcos?
I put 2.5 in or 2.5 in.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, number 10. Number 10 says below are 2 stacks of coins, and then you needed to figure out how many would be in both stacks if they were stacked evenly. Mateo, what did you put?
6 coins in each stack.
6 coins in each stack. Good. Okay, so if you put 6 in each or just 6 coins, that's fine. Number 11, you needed to compare two equations and your symbol should have gone this direction. Okay, with the alligator pointing towards the bigger one, ready to eat it up. Number 12, you should have ended up with 3 as your answer. 13, you needed to have 516. Hopefully all that practice of multiplying double digits yesterday worked. Number 14 was with money, so it should have a dollar sign at the beginning of your answer, and it should be $22.32. Number 15 was 5,952. Number 16 is a money one again, so you need to have a dollar sign, $103.88. Number 17 is 25,654. Number 18, you should have had the dollar sign and 0.08. Number 19, you should have 30,000. 20, you should have dollar sign and 0.75. Okay, 75 cents. If you put 75 and wrote the word cents, that's okay, but most likely you put it this way because you were doing an equation. 21, you should have had $10.34. 22, 475. 23, 5, and 3/4 should be your answer. 5 3/4. 24, you should have had 1 1/8. 25, oops. You needed to have 201 inches. All right, let me scooch this over a little bit here. And 26. Vic, you have a question?
For number 20, I actually put $0 remainder 75. Is that okay, or should I just put dot? Was I supposed to?
Yeah,
just
it's not a remainder because it's money. Sorry. 26. It says Anahi needs to multiply 15 by 20 plus 4, and it had 20 plus 4 in parentheses. And then it says using the distributive property, show his two choices and the final product. So you needed to write this out, what I have. If you have something different, it is wrong. Okay, so just like what I'm putting on the board. 15 times 24, or you could, or his other choice would be 15 times 20. Oh, I can't see because I have everybody's thing here. Sorry. 15 times 20 in parentheses, and then plus 15 times 4, and then either way, he would have gotten 360. Okay, you needed to have both ways written out. If you put them in different order, it's okay. If you did 15 times 20 plus 15 times 4, and then you did 15 times 24, that's fine. Or if you stacked 15 and 24 on top of each other, that's okay as well. Okay, but you needed to show both ways. Emmanuel, you have a question?
Yes. Well, I did like choice one. I wrote add first and then multiply. Is that okay? Like I did all of that, but just I wrote it in words.
Okay, that's all right.
But the answer is 362.
Yes, good. That's fine. Thank you. All right. Number 27A. This time we are looking at a bar graph. Remember, we did bar graphs just the other day in our, what's that called? Our investigation. Remember, we made a bar graph. This one looks at the maximum speed of animals. So for A, you needed to have 70 miles per hour and 30 miles per hour. For B, you should have had 45 miles per hour. And for C, you needed to have lion. Marcos, you have a question?
Never mind.
Okay, if you put 30 and 70, it doesn't matter which order you put those in, but you have to have both of those for letter A. Okay, you have to have 30 and 70. Emmanuel, you have a question?
If one is wrong, all of it is wrong.
Correct. If one is wrong, then all of it's wrong. Vic, question?
Miss, for I just got 2 of them correct.
Then
in number
it's
2.
wrong.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, Miss, I put for 28, I put that in 28, and the answer for 28 in 27, and I just put some like lines to show
That's
it.
fine. Just draw an
Okay, good.
arrow or something so I know. All right, and here on 28, you needed to have it written out in expanded form. So you should have had what I'm putting up here on the board. $29. You needed to have 11 inches as your answer. And last one, number 30, you needed to write 500 miles and then an explanation. Okay, so your explanation should have been something like 9 round trips is the same as 18 trips of 24 miles each, since 18 is close to 20 and 24 miles is close to 25 miles. A reasonable estimate of the distance is 20 times 25 miles or 500 miles. If you put something about estimating and rounding and you ended up with 500, then you can give yourself the point. Okay, but if you did not estimate or round, then that is wrong. Okay, so your explanation needs to talk about estimating and rounding, and then you needed to end up with 500. Emmanuel, question?
Yes, I did that. First, you added 24 plus 24, then multiply the answer by 9, and then round the answer. The answer would be 432, but then I did round to 430.
Then that would be wrong. You needed to round the numbers in the equation first so that you would end up with 500. Isaki?
Miss, we're still having a tiny bit of electricity problem, so an electrician came here and we're gonna have to cut off the Wi-Fi. So I have
Okay.
to leave right now. Bye.
All right, bye, Isaki. I'm recording it so you can see it later, okay? All right, count up your total score and put it over 30. Give yourself 1 extra point if you put your name and an extra point if you put less than 51. So hopefully you end up with 32 points.
Can you wait?
I'm sorry, Rafa, what?
I'm not done.
Well, we need to move on to the next thing or we're not gonna have time. All right, but you can go back and watch the recording later if you need to. All right, good job, you guys. Good participating. Let's go to watch our lesson. To do our lesson together. All right, so now we're on lesson 52, and today we're talking about naming numbers, but not just any numbers. Today we're going to talk about naming giant numbers. We're going to be talking about naming numbers through 100 billions, giant numbers. All right, so these are the kind of numbers that you use when you are dealing with huge amounts of money or other big things. Genesis, you have a question?
What number is the lesson?
This is going to be lesson 52.
Okay.
Vic, you have a question? Vic, do you have a question?
Miss,
Yes.
after 100 billions, there's trillions, right?
Yeah, then we move into trillions. But today we're just going to
But-
work through 100 billions.
But after trillion,
We're not going to
after-
worry about it today. Today we're just going to do with 100 billions, okay? All right, so if you look at this chart that's up here on the board, you can see that how we label the different place values. And most of these are familiar to you because we've done up through millions before. All right, and we can start to see a pattern, especially if we change it and we write it like this. This chart is also in your book, and for you, it's on page 334, both charts. One is on 333 and the second one is on 334. All right, so if you need to go back and look at this, you can check it out in your book or in the online version of your book. Just give me 1 second so I can answer a question for Kylie. Okay. Can't do it now. Just do your best. Your teacher knows you don't have it. It's okay. Just relax. We'll figure it out. I can't do it for you. All right. Sorry about that. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so here we have at the left-hand side, well, it's the right if we're looking at it this way, we have ones. Okay, so here is our ones, and we all know our ones, tens, hundreds. Then we're gonna put a comma. This is called the thousands comma because the next place value is in the thousands place. So here we have thousands, but we have 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. Then we have our millions comma, and we have 1 million, tens millions, hundreds millions. Then we have our billions comma, and we have the same pattern. Okay, we have ones billions, tens billions, hundreds billions. All right, the trickiest part of it is just saying it. Okay, but once we get the pattern of ones, tens, hundreds, it repeats. Okay, the only thing that changes is the place value at the top. Okay, we go from ones to thousands to millions to billions, but everything else stays the same.
Trillions.
Vic, we need to raise our hand, please. So looking at this giant number, which digit shows the number of 100 billions? Mateo, I saw your hand first.
The number 7.
This number 7 right here?
Yeah.
No, not the number 7, but good try, Alba. You want to give it a shot?
Number 9.
Good. Number 9. Okay, 9 tells us 100 billions. The 7 is still in the billions category, right? All these numbers are in the billions, but this shows us in the ones, and we want in the 100 billions. All right, so the 9 is our answer. Good. 900 billion. That's a lot of whatever that we are counting, right? Hopefully we don't have to count that many pennies. Vic, do you have a question?
No, sorry.
Okay. Number 2, example number 2, it says, what is the value of the 2 in the number that's on the screen? What is the value of the 2? Vic?
In A, it's million.
Good. 2 million, letter A. And we know that because we have our ones, thousands, and then millions. Okay. And the 2 is in the millions section. Okay. And you could, even if you don't remember all the names, if you were given a problem like this, you could count how many place values, right? You could say 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. Okay. And then you look up here at this number and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you know that your answer here on the bottom also has to have 7 digits. So even if you can't remember how to say the number, you need to make the number of digits match. Okay, that's just a little thing to help you out in case, like me, you get overwhelmed by all of the digits on the screen. Okay, or on your piece of paper. Commas. We've talked about commas a lot. Commas are super important, especially when we're writing giant numbers. Okay, because they help you read it. When you don't have a comma, your brain looks at it and they just see all these numbers and it's hard to read. Okay, so a comma is going to help us to know how to say the number. Okay, and it helps your brain to just look at it much more smoothly. So we need to put a comma after every 3 digits, but we start at the back of the number and we're going to move over. So let's look at this number here. Where does my comma go? Someone besides Vic and Alba, because they already answered. Someone else, please. Joel, where does my comma need to go?
Comma needs to go in front of the 200.
Okay, in front of the 200. And do I need another comma?
Yes, and one in front of the 300,000.
Good. And between the 1 and the 3. Now that number is much more simple to read. So someone else tell me, how do I say this number, Samuel? How do I say this number?
1,345,200.
Very good, Samuel. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to try it backwards. We're going to try to write this number, 134,652,700,000. Don't interrupt, please, Marcos, on the board. All right, Marcos, go ahead and write it on the board, please. Matias, do you have a question?
Yes. The correct math lesson, do we save it?
You're going to save it in your pile, and then we're going to bring it to school.
Okay.
You're almost right. You almost got it. You see what you might be missing?
No.
Okay. Does somebody else see what needs to happen next? Marcos almost has, he's got the whole first part right. Samuel?
Wait.
Or were you
I
just
think
under
he.
the-
No, I think it's 234 billion. Okay. Mhm. There's something you should have you did into the 2 million part, but then you missed the 700,000 part.
Okay, so Emmanuel, what do we need to add?
It's okay, but he needs just to add a comma and 3 zeros more because that's 1,000, not 100.
Good. Okay, so one more comma, Marcos, and then 3 zeros more. Good, Emmanuel.
Okay.
Because it says 700,000.
Yeah, Miss, I just noticed that right now.
All right, very good. Notice how Marcos did a great job of looking where the commas are in the word and putting them into the number as well, okay? And that was a great job. Okay, Marcos, can you push clear for me? Erase that from the screen. Nice job, thank you. All right, someone else want to write out this giant number in expanded form? Emmanuel, go ahead. Genesis, did you have a question?
That's all right too.
All right, maybe if there's another one, you could do the next one. Good. Very nice. Good job. So look what Emmanuel did. He made sure that this number here has the same amount of digits as here, right? And then this number on this side has the same amount of digits as this part of the number here. Okay, so we always want to make sure we have the same amount of digits that we're multiplying by in order to make expanded notation work. Good job. Thank you, Emmanuel. Can you erase that for me? All right. Any questions about the lesson so far? Marcos, you have a question? No? All right. Then we are going to have this one is our homework for today, pages 336 to 338. We're going to correct it together on Monday. Okay, so you have all weekend to work on it and get it done. We're gonna correct it on Monday. You guys can go ahead and take a break and we're gonna come back for Bible at 9:15. We're gonna do a review for Bible and then you'll have a Bible test on quizzes. Okay, so we're gonna review and then I'll give you your Bible test to do. All right, go ahead and take a break. Come back at 9:15 for Bible. We'll review and then we'll do the quiz. Genesis, you have a question?
Did you send the recording to the parents group?
I did yesterday, yes.
No, but today's recording.
I will. Yeah, it'll take a little while because it has to download and then upload to YouTube. So it'll be a little
Okay.
bit later.
Okay, is it okay if I